Politics with Laura, and I got a good one for you today. Oh. Okay. You're looking at the title, right? Cheesecake Killer? You're like, what are you talking about, Politics with Laura? Well, I'm going to tell you. Two things we're going to talk about the cheesecake and also Breonna Taylor's cop, police officer, eliminators, whatever you want to call them, found a new job in a place to where no one would have ever thought in a trillion years that they would wind up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it didn't work. You got people out there protesting. They are protesting. Oh, let me make sure I have the right mic on. Okay. Yeah, I do. Okay. And the wild part is I had to go out into, of course, outside the United States to find this stuff. And then what's interesting is that when you look outside of the United States, you find that, okay, I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave it alone. Oh, let me put up my, I forgot, let me put up my number so you can call in. Uh, I'm sorry, I should have had this all together. I should know this number by heart. It's my other phone until, ah, okay. This is my cheap phone, and I'm grateful for it. So you can call in. I forgot something else. Oh my goodness. This new program that I'm trying, and I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to keep it so I can keep track of when people write in. All right. Okay. Okay, now we got it. Sorry about that. Now, okay, the cheesecake. I will never, ever, 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 ever eat or accept cheesecake from anyone ever in life. No. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Poor Victoria. She's from Russian waters. I can't even say the name because of, okay, I'm not going to get into the political part of it. My mother gave this to me. Someone asked me. I keep on using this cup. My mother gave that to me. She says I'm her hero. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm so flawed. But okay, let's go ahead and get to the thick of it. You can't make this, you can't make it up. You cannot make this stuff up. All righty. Again, I don't like cheesecake to begin with, but now I will never again, ever eat cheesecake or accept it from anyone because of this right here. All right. Now, this is out of Namibia. And these two ladies here, they are both from Russian waters. And I gotta say, they look alike. Most definitely they do. And the one woman, okay, you got look at this for yourself. You can't make this stuff up. Okay, the Russian woman was sentenced to 21 years in prison for attempting to eliminate her look-alike in a bizarre identity theft plot in Queens. Now, Victoria was given okay, gave her beautician Olga Chaskot, whatever, a slice of poisoned cheesecake on the 28th of August in 2016 before stealing her passport and work permit. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. Ah. Mm. Okay. As she learned her fate, Viktoria, 47, directed expletives at the judge in court in the borough of Queens. The prosecutor called her a ruthless, calculating con artist. Wow. Nastasia is going to prison for a long time for trying to red rum her way into a personal profit gain, added Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz. A person comes up that you thought was your friend, brings a big thing of not pizza, cheesecake, and Victoria takes two slices and then gives the third one to you. Oh my goodness. Just watch. This woman, Victoria, is beyond calculating. She put the cow in calculator. All right. Okay, the jury heard that the day of the attempt of the red rum, Nastasia went to, I'm just going to call her Taraki. I can't even get that name. House in Queen with a box of cheesecake, eating two pieces herself and offering the third poison slice to the 35-year-old victim. The eyelash technician started to vomit and went to lie down. She suffered hallucinations and came close to having a heart attack. Oh my God. Taki, friends found her unconscious body the next day, clothes changed in a lace lingerie and pills scattered around on the floor as if she tried to take her own life. When she finally returned home, Ukrainian passport and U.S. work permit were missing, as well as jewelry and about 4,000 US dollars in cash. Wow. At the time, Taki and Nasarova looked quite similar with dark hair and the same skin complexion, and they were both Russian speakers. Okay. Uh, Benzopam is a powerful sedative and detected in the remnants of the cheesecake. And the pills strewn on the floor were confirmed to be the same drug. Oh my goodness. Norsova, who lived in Brooklyn, was convicted in February of attempted red rum assault and unlawful imprisonment. Oh, wow. This woman's wild. Oh, and I gotta get me another cafe au lait. Oh, with some hazelnut. You can't make this stuff up. This is wild. Oh my goodness. It's something out of a book. Okay. The Queen Supreme Court Justice Kenneth Holder, according to the New York Post, described Nasarova on Wednesday as an extremely dangerous woman who had concocted a diabolical scheme to prey on a friend. Like I said, look, cheesecake. If anyone offers you a cheesecake, think of Viktoria. Just say no. No, no, no. I don't like cheesecake. That's okay. Thank you. No way. Oh my goodness. She will be supervised by court for, okay. She will be supervised by the court for 5 years after her release from prison. Okay, wait a minute. If she got 21 years in jail, and that's depending on if there's anything of her having good behavior or whatever. And then after that, she's 46 now. She'll be 66, a senior citizen. And then they're going to watch her until she's 71. Now, I find it interesting that they're not even talking about deportation. I, you can get a traffic ticket, go to traffic court, go to jail for DWI, spend 2 days in jail, and they will be deporting people. What is so special about this woman, Viktoria? What is so special about her? I don't know, besides she looks like a Ukrainian woman, and they both speak Russian. Waters? Who knows? Quite interesting. Okay. Okay. Tyvek. Okay, Tyvek was allowed to speak in court before sentences was read. It was easy for her to steal. It was easy for her to eliminate, she said, according to the Post. It was not easy. It was not her first time Narastova had landed in trouble with the law. In 2015, the Interpol issued a notice for a red notice of her arrest over the red rum of a woman in Russian waters a year earlier. Wait a minute. Wait. Wait. All right. This right here. This right here is how can I say? Um, I don't even know how to put this besides this. You have a woman. All right, you have a woman from Russian waters, and she tried to red rum someone in the Russian water country. And then she comes here a year later and does the same thing. United States, what's going on? Really, what is going on? What are you not doing? You're not checking things properly. You simply are not. This is outrageous. Beyond belief. Beyond belief. That's all I can say. Beyond belief. You can't make this stuff up. All right. Okay. My goodness. Okay, the woman in Russian waters a year earlier, she said accused of eliminating a neighbor and stealing her life savings. Oh my goodness. Narastova, Victoria, who the U.S. media reporting as a former dominatrix, oh my God, has also been accused of drugging and robbing men she met on dating websites. Oh, that's all. Men, you better be careful. I'm just adding that. You better be careful. Because if Victoria is doing this, and look at her, she is pretty. Okay, she is pretty. She is pretty. She's doing all this stuff, and you're gonna fall victim. This is wild. This is beyond wild. I really don't know what to say. Okay, back to the article. Okay, that was it. Okay, her crimes, both alleged and convicted, were the subject of a documentary on CBS investigative program 48 Hours in 2017. Okay. Wow. This is beyond wild. Oh, well, before I get to the next one, now this one is going to be very, it's still a contentious topic. And I think when you have government employees that are given immunity into anything that they do, and as long as it is procedure, and this right here is the thing, we got to keep in mind when it comes to police shootings, police brutality, whether if it is someone black or white or whatever, you got to keep in mind police officers do not, well, most of them do not know the law. They know procedure. And procedure is dealing with the policies that they are supposed to enact. Now, with Breonna Taylor, when she was eliminated, and there was a lot behind that, and I'm not going to get into her boyfriend or any of those things. That right there is not the topic at all. It is the police officers and where they are located at and the people that don't want them there. And I found it quite interesting. All right. Okay, sheriff's office in rural Kentucky hires detectives who eliminated Breonna Taylor. And these people are like, oh no, 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 no. And I found this interesting. The one right here holding the black sign, no knock killer cop, and 3Ks. Wow. Okay, okay, okay. Carrollton, Kentucky. A former police officer detective who fatally eliminated Breonna Taylor during a chaotic routine or a chaotic raid of her apartment in Louisville, Kentucky, has been hired in a small country sheriff's office in the state, prompting both supporters and protesters from people who live in the rural county. Miles Cosgrove is one of the two officers who shot Miss Taylor in March of 2020. Was hired in a recent days by the Carroll County Sheriff's Office. Now, okay, there's a shortage, and rural county police officers, sheriff's officers, they need protection too. Now, I'm trying to remember where the KKK started. I don't know if it was Tennessee or if it were Kentucky. I know it was one of those. It was either Oklahoma, Tennessee, or Kentucky. It sort of leaves my mind. And it was an offshoot of the Democratic Party. Before the Democratic Party, there was a party called the Whigs, WHIG. Look it up. Okay. And people like to associate the KKK with the Republicans. Okay. I'm not going to get into the history of it. That's something that you should look up for yourself. It would benefit you a whole lot if you decide to do that. Let me see, is there anything? Okay. Alrighty, let's get back to this article. The officer, according to the county executive, David Wilhoit, Carroll County is about an hour drive from the Louisville. Mr. Hartsgrove, who is white, was fired from or by the Louisville Police Department in a statement of the night raid, which prompted a wave of protesters across the country in in the spring and summer of 2020. The FBI reported found that he had fired a shot that eliminated Miss Taylor, a black 26-year-old emergency room technician who had hoped to become a nurse. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. That is so sad. I did not know that. Carrollton, the county seat of Carroll County, was jolted by the news of the hiring on Monday, though views of the city were mixed. And I can, mm, this is a tough one. I can see how people can view it mixed. And I'm going to step back from being a black woman. And I'm just going to look at it as an objective observer. Now, on one side, some people may look at it as, okay, what he did was horrible. It was a mistake. It was a no knock. Shots were fired. Brianna's boyfriend shot fires and a police officer shot back and eliminated Brianna. Other people may view it as this guy is dangerous. He has gotten away with eliminating a woman. They did a no knock warrant, and it could have been perceived as the guy protecting his house, protecting his girlfriend from intruders. You could take it all different ways, but it was still no knock policy. And what they were doing were procedures. However, the police looked at it as, you did something wrong, so we're going to fire you. Now, I believe that there ought to be some type of database for police officers who get fired for wrongdoing, whatever it may be, should be put in some sort of database nationwide. Whether if you are a police officer or a sheriff, any type of law enforcement, there should be a database so when you hire, you know exactly what you're getting, and you know, do I want to hire this person? Because from what I'm seeing and hearing is that police officers whom are getting fired from their jobs, as what this guy did, he goes an hour away from Louisville to Carrollton County to become a sheriff and gets the job. And now people are out. Certain people are outraged, like, wait a minute, how did this happen? Well, that's how it happened. Okay. Okay. About a dozen of demonstrators protested the hiring outside the county courthouse, including Morgan Zayat, who said she fears that the department has hired a trigger-happy officer. I can see how she could come to that. I hope we get I hope we get him out of this position because Zayak 21, who is black and lives in Carrollton, I don't feel comfortable with him on the police force. In a statement, Miss Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer, who lives in Louisville, said she was disappointed to learn that Costco Grove would again be working as a police officer when there are these cops going to stop protect. When are cops going to stop protecting bad cops? Hmm. And I agree with what she's saying. And okay, until that blue wall is shaken or taken down to where police would hold bad police officers accountable. And when I say police, I'm not just talking about white police officers, because you have black police officers, Latino police officers, any type of police officer who happens to be corrupt and get away with it because they don't want the good police officers don't want to be considered a snitch or a traitor or whatever it is because they have this camaraderie. Allegedly, the five police officers that eliminated that one black guy, they were all five black police officers. So let's not even get it twisted. It's simply the mindset of the person that's wearing the uniform. And I don't know how some of these people pass a psychological test. I truly do not know how, unless if they know that they have a person that has some serious psychological issues, like in what is it, Tennessee, and that woman police officer that had relationships with almost half of the guys there and had mental illness. Oh my! There is a lot to that. A whole lot to that. Let me check this right here. Okay, wait a minute. This right here. Okay, this is not working for me. Oh my god, it's not working for me at all. Okay, I have to learn that right there. But we're learning as we fly, as Kevin Samuel said. All right. Okay. Okay. Several people in a town who declined to give their names say they are not worried about having Costco Grove to police the community. Now, I find it interesting how they don't mind him being there, but they don't want to give their names. That would cause a whole lot of contention right there, a whole lot of issues. Ooh, man, oh man, that town is going to be turned upside down, most definitely. Carol Weatherhope, who showed up to the courthouse to picket I'm sorry, to pick up some paperwork only to find the doors locked because of the demonstration. She did not understand the outrage over the hiring. He was never charged, so what the pro I don't know what the protesters are worried about. Mr. Weatherhoe, 65, is a white who is white. It's ridiculous. And again, like I said earlier, is that you're going to have people you are going to have people. Oh, dark on it. Why does this not want? Okay. This does not want to work for me. You are going to have people who feel, just like Weatherholt said, he wasn't charged. Why are you worried about it? He's not looking at he wasn't charged, but he was fired due to administrative actions. So even though that what he did was not illegal in the eyes of the law, but what he did was illegal according to policy and procedure. So there are two things that are, that he had, two hurdles he has to jump across. Even though that it was a clean shooting, but within that clean shooting, he did not do things that are proper. And I really don't know the whole ins and outs. But the man got let go. He did. And even though that it was political and a lot of people put pressure on the police officer, the police department, and the city council, and the mayor, and the governor, and the whole United States honed in on Louisville to do something about the police officers, in which was done. So, all right. Okay, okay, there. Okay. Oh my, what's going on here? Okay, okay, I think I got it now. Okay, I do not think he should be in our county, Mr. Welsh 72. He's also white, and Mr. Cosgrove would not wouldn't need another deputy sheriff. I'm afraid it would be a mess if it was not settled soon. A lawyer for Mr. Cosgrove, Jared Beck, said he had no comment on this new job. In November, Kentucky Law Enforcement Council voted not to revoke the certification that allowed Mr. Cosgrove to work as a police officer in the state. He has never been charged with a crime. But okay, he may not have been charged with a crime, but he was fired for policy and procedures that he did not do correctly. Now, the woman earlier in the article said the woman in the article earlier said that he was a quick trigger finger happy police officer, and he just so happened to eliminate a black woman. Now, if she were not black and if she were any other color, would that have been an issue? And would that gentleman earlier, uh, Weatherholt, would he say that it's not a problem? He wasn't charged. I mean, there are so many levels to this because how can I say this? Oh my goodness. There are times where people who may not have been around many other people who may have only been around white people all their lives, and once they come around other people, it's like a huge shock to them. It's a huge culture shock. And you lived in the same state, but you have only been socialized around only white people. Whereas go into the bigger cities, and then you have a bunch of black people that have not really had much access, some little to no access to white people, and that much is a cultural shock. So who knows? I'll just leave it right there. All right. Okay. In some other high profile cases where officers use deadly force, state have moved to decertify police officers, particularly those who are charged with crimes. That happened in a neighboring Tennessee last month, where the state moved to decertify 4 police officers charged in a fatal beating of Tyree Nichols. That's exactly what I was talking about. 4 police officers, and they beat. Oh, what they did was awful. What they did to Tyree Nichols was awful. 4 black police officers, and I don't know what their ethnicities are, whether if they're from the islands or the continent of Africa, whatever it is. But apparently, one of the police officers had was dealing with. No, let me not say that because I'm not quite sure. But the car, they stopped him at a car, a stop, whatever it was, a stop. They take this guy out, beat him, and then they sit him at a what is it called, a light post, beat him some more to where he dies. Oh my goodness! But they were quick. I gotta say, justice was quick, and many people, many YouTube content creators were saying, "Oh, you had the illusion of inclusion. You thought that you could do what white police officers do, and it takes them maybe a year, 2 years, or whatever it is to get out of people's minds, and then you go scot-free, walking out all hunky-dory." Well, there is truth and validity to that statement. There is truth to it. But however, goodness gracious, this is just a tough topic. Oh my goodness. All right. All right. Let me get rid of this right here. Okay. All right, that's better. Okay. Other police departments have faced criticisms for hiring officers who had eliminated people under um, contested circumstances. Timothy Loman, a white police officer who shot and killed or eliminated Tyree Rice, a 12-year-old black boy playing with a pellet gun in Cleveland Park. Wow. Was briefly hired as a Pennsylvania Officer Department last year until an outcry. Wow, wow, wow. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Having a having a database, having a database to where you can put that out. And yeah, there is going to be an outcry. There is going to be issues, especially, as the woman said, a trigger happy police officer. Can you feel sick? I don't know. Now I live in a big city. So I remember where I live at, it's not going to go down like that. It's going to be I live in a DMV area, and it was about 2 years ago. There was a 3 police officers in Southeast DC. Was it 16th and U Street Southeast? The police officers had this black guy in handcuffs, and then he started punching the guy. I mean, punching him. And his friends were yelling, "He's handcuffed. Why are you punching him?" I mean, he just was just like, wow, just all the force he could muster up to hit that guy. And the guys behind him were yelling to stop. And all of a sudden, his friends start picking up garbage cans and throwing them at the police officers. to make them stop, to make that one police officer stop beating the guy that he had in handcuffs. It was all over social media, all over, well, I can't say all over the news because, well, the police officer was fired. He was not charged criminally for assaulting the black guy, the young black guy, for assaulting him for no reason at all. And the guys who threw garbage cans at the guy, at the police officers, they were not arrested or charged at all. If they would have charged those guys for stopping a police officer for potentially beating a man, possibly to eliminate his life, while the other two police officers were holding the guy up while he was punching him. I wonder if that guy who was fired is working in another black area. Now, I'm just gonna say it like this. Look, if you have fear of black people, don't work around black people. Just that simple. Work in an area to where you're comfortable with. Don't come into black communities to where you know you're going to make more money, but you have a fear and you have some sort of anxiety towards black people. Don't do that to yourself, and don't do that to the people with whom you serve. I'm not going to get into I'm not going to get into teachers. Oh, all right. Let me finish this out. All righty. Well, it goes on. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there. Police officers use procedure. Not many police officers study law. Not many of them do. No. They know procedures, and that's it. I see this getting much worse. I see it getting worse. Um, I see now that more white women are starting to get abused and beat by police officers. Namely, other women put women in handcuffs and beat the slobber knocker out of them. Quite interesting. But on that note, I want to thank you for stopping by.